People are on the side of Israel and Israel's right to defend herself. Mr. President, whose side are you on?
And that was yesterday. Republican Congressman Mike Pence of Indiana with me today. Congressman, in light of these new developments, and Bill Kristol could have a whopper of a story that we're going to go along with the UN probe into Israel's flotilla actions. What do you make of this?
Well, I think millions of Americans are asking the question I asked on the House floor yesterday. And the reason I went to the floor yesterday, Neil, was because we heard that the administration was calling on Israel to strictly limit the blockade, a blockade that has saved lives, a blockade that has prevented Hamas, that is in control of Gaza, from obtaining weapons and launching Katyusha rockets against innocent civilians. But today's report in the news media, the administration may be supporting an anti-Israel resolution next week. I'm glad to hear Bill and hear on Fox News say that they're disavowing that, saying that's not the case.
Well, you know, actually, Congressman, they didn't totally disavow. They didn't totally disavow it, and maybe you read into that something I didn't, but you could be right. I do think that it wasn't an unequivocal, there's no truth to this whatsoever, because if they don't fight it or condemn such a probe, that in and of itself would be rather revealing.
Neil, that's exactly where I'm going. It's not going to be enough for the administration to say, gosh, if this vote ever came up before the Security Council, we would vote no. They have to actively oppose some sort of a show trial investigation before the UN Human Rights Council that is underway in the UN right now. I mean, here's the facts. 33 of the most recent 40 resolutions produced by the Human Rights Council at the United Nations have condemned Israel. The recent Goldstone report was farcical, that actually referred to Israel's military incursion into Gaza, an incursion that prevented the launching of those thousands of rockets against civilians and quelled the violence there. They referred to that as a crime against humanity. This is a moment where the American people who support our most cherished ally, Israel, expect the American administration to actively oppose efforts within the United Nations
but you know,
to engage in this kind of an inquiry.
What's really going on here? I mean, we've ticked off loyal allies like those in Israel. We've already gotten Prime Minister Cameron of Britain so upset that the president feels compelled to call him tomorrow at 11 a.m. to try to smooth over ruffled feathers of this whole BP handling here. What's happening?
Well, I think we're seeing the shifting sands of an ambiguous American posture in the world beginning to become a reality in developments in the region. I mean, the fact is that Turkey participated and was complicitous in launching a flotilla that was designed to challenge the blockade and challenge Israel's right of self-defense. I mean, this administration has sent two messages to that part of the world. Number one, it's okay to cozy up to Iran the way Turkey and Brazil recently have done. And number two, it's okay to bully Israel. I mean, the United States of America has been condemning Israel for rebuilding Jerusalem. This has all just got to stop. The administration needs to forcefully and clearly indicate that they will oppose any effort at an investigation. But again, Neil, we need to consider the King Bill, which would remove the United States from participation in the UN Human Rights Council and deny one single U.S. tax dollar to fund this investigation.
And for more discussion next week. In the meantime, Congressman, always good having you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Neil.
All right, so you think we're taking all the help we can get with this?